got Patrick Paul, the guy who's going to replace Terron Armstead. We're going to see if he can hold up. We're going to see. This is some of his highlights from last year. He seemed like he could handle all of the Jets' edge rushers. Like, there wasn't too much of a competition against the Jets. So we might be good against the Jets in regards to D-line. But Patriots, they got new D-linemen. They might be hard for Patrick Paul. Bills, they just got Joey Bosa. So can Patrick Paul handle Joey Bosa? That's what we got to figure out. He blocking Hassan Reddick with ease. Hassan Reddick, a pretty good pass rusher. That's McDonald right there. That's probably their best edge rusher right here. That's the Jets' best edge rusher. This is what Patrick Paul doing to him. That's pretty good. I'm not even going to lie. Clemens, a very strong DN. He could get pushed back on this, but he holding up. Good pass blocking. Him against Houston. This is your hometown, so you are supposed to perform at this stage, bro. This is your hometown right here. Who 55? Daniil Hunter? I think so. Okay. That boy blocking Daniil Hunter? Okay. Yeah, that's a good job right there by Patrick Paul. Will Anderson, he blocking him. Okay. That's a good rep right there. Good out rep. Okay. Will Anderson, Alabama. I think number 2 overall pick. Number 3. So he's showing that he could block against the Houston Texans D-line, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Pat Paul, man, he's when I spoke about somebody that has that desire to be great, that's Pat. That's Pat. And he has some tools that I seen early. I didn't do OT. I haven't done OTAs in probably 8 years or whatever. So when I got back from minicamp and I seen Patrick Paul, and he's making that initial contact that you see in pass pro, boom. But the ability to stay engaged without pads on, with the jerseys on, when you got players that can do that, that's different. That's not a normal. You don't find many of those that can latch on to people without pads on. That so your hands and feet are in position to where you can control this man in a jersey. That's rare. You know what I mean? So he has that. With the year of work that he's had from a technique standpoint, understanding the game, and that's only going to continue to grow because of his willingness to work. He wants to be great. He want to smoke my career, like put my shit out there. You know what I mean? Make people forget about Terron Armstead. Like, that's the goal. I love it. I'm here for it. So with that, his approach, his mindset, sky's the limit for Patrick Paul.
Way bigger than Terron Armstead, bro. Way bigger than Terron Armstead. Way bigger, bro. Terron Armstead passing the torch to Patrick Paul at his retirement party last night. Man. My brother. Locked in, man. Locked in. We'll see if Patrick Paul could replace Terron Armstead. We're going to see. Hold on. I know Rick Ross. Rick Ross, yeah, I told you, like, Terron Armstead is like the glowed up version of Rick Ross. The glowed up, taller version. Rick Ross is like 6 foot. Terron Armstead like 6'5", 300. Rick Ross 300, but he 5'11", 6 foot. So Rick Ross a little bit more pudgier. If Rick Ross was 6'5", he'll look just like Terron Armstead. Terron Armstead, he not bald yet. That's the only thing he missing. The only thing. But let's check out Patrick Paul, see what he got to say.
Time we spoke, you mentioned. I remember last time we spoke, you mentioned that you do a lot of boxing. in order to keep your hands. I'm curious if I can ask you to show us how fast your hands are. Okay. I
Oh
wasn't
snap!
ready.
He almost knocked that boy out. Oh snap!
Keep your hands. I'm curious if I can ask you to show us how fast your hands are. Okay. I wasn't ready. I was hoping to put my hands up, but you know what? That'll do. Where did you learn that one from?
Just when I was in Houston, those HTX Fight Camp. Shout out HTX Fight Camp. Yeah, he should be at the game also. So yeah, we went there as an O-line when I was younger, and just stuck with it throughout college.
I remember last time we
That's
spoke.
pretty good that he's taking in that boxing. Sometimes I'll be at practice and I'll see Terron Armstead, using boxing gloves on the sideline. So that's pretty good right there. Shout out to my boy Mudbone. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up on me. We just going over Terron Armstead, the loss of him, and Patrick Paul. Can he replace Terron Armstead? That's what we're going over today. Right here we have Patrick Paul at left tackle. I think we already watched the Hassan Reddick, I think. But one reason why I like this matchup right here, Hassan Reddick, he has a lot of speed coming off the edge. A lot of speed. Some left tackles cannot take speed off the edge. It seemed like Patrick Paul, he could take strength and speed. With this size, you could definitely take strength. But with speed, you definitely gonna need some length, and Patrick Paul, he has that as well. Look how much ground he gained on Hassan Reddick. He gained a lot of ground. But at the same time, Tua throwing it so fast, he definitely gonna make this rep look good. Most definitely. But good kick slide by Patrick Paul, staying in his face. I like that right there. I like that. We already watched that one. Right here, we have Patrick Paul, left tackle. I think this is Zach Carter, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a longer limb guy, like 6'5", 265, but he's 6'8", 60. So this is a pretty good matchup. You would consider this a big DN. A big DN. So he could bull rush you at any time, or he could use his speed. I think Carter runs like a 4.4, something like that off the edge. 4.4. Like he got in his chest, couldn't really do nothing. Some DNs, they gonna try that if they see that you have a weak anchor. They're gonna just try to bull rush you in your chest. He probably trying them because he's a rookie. You're not doing this to Terron Armstead. You're not. But to a rookie, you could probably do this. Most likely. Come on, Patrick Paul. Come on. You gotta be toe to toe. But his feet kind of got messed up here, But that's one issue that we have with Patrick Paul, the feet. That's one issue. You see, you in a bad spot right here. Bad spot right here. Your knee's kind of too in at this point. Kind of too in. So when you make that inside move, it's going to be too hard for you to get back in position to block this DN. So you definitely got to work on your feet. In college, we could tell like his footwork wasn't the best. That's something that he needed to work on as well. But he has a lot of talent, though. I'm not going to lie, a lot of talent. Here's a running play, not a pass blocking play. Good job sealing the linebacker. Took that way to the sideline, man. I like that right there. He got a little bit of nastiness to him. I like that. A little bit of nastiness. Right here, we got Patrick Paul at left tackle. 33. I don't know who 33 is. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. Wait. Oh, I thought this was Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's what I thought. My bad, y'all. That's Mike White. Good job on that one. boy not going nowhere. But this was the preseason, right? So he's not really going up against competition on these. He's not. So it seems like Patrick Paul, he'll be able to block easier competition, but when we go up against like very good DNs, you know, he probably gonna have a hard time. Like Trey Hendrickson, maybe Joey Bosa might give him a hard time. You know, Myles Garrett for sure probably gonna give him a hard time, for sure. JJ Watt probably will give him a hard time. You know, but he putting some people on their back, man. You watch some O-line tape, they not putting nobody on their back. Nobody. And dogs are most definitely nasty. Most definitely. You know, but maybe with more confidence, Patrick Paul will be more nasty. That's what I'm predicting. You know, he got some highlight plays, man. Like plays you could put on a highlight and he'll look good. Ooh, good pancake. Ooh. Who was that? Who was that? I can't see the number. Damn. That was Marshawn Lattimore. Okay. Marshawn Lattimore. I know it's a cornerback, but still, though. No, that's not Marshawn Lattimore. I doubt that. He wasn't there at that time. He was somebody different. Somebody different. But good job by Patrick Paul, man. Pretty impressive rep right here. Big guy moving in space. Putting people on their back. I love that right there, man. No complaints. No complaints. You know, that's the issue that I had with him. I was scared that he wouldn't be able to move. You know, but it seems like he could move pretty well out there, man.
Sit. Go.
Patrick Paul putting in some work. Okay.
Reverse. Reverse.
Work on that footstep.
Reverse.
Okay.
Finish.
That footwork needs some work, but he working on it. He working
Hold.
on it.
Hold. 180. Let's go. Go. Reset. Sit. Go. Reverse. Finish.
I just help him with muscle memory on your kick slide, to be honest. So you could have like the same kick slide each rep. You know, so good workout right here. Good workout. I will bug out if Paul and Liam have a stellar year. You know, I feel like I gotta pray on that one. Ain't no way that's just gonna naturally happen. I would have to like have conversations with the man up above about that consistently for that to happen. To be honest, man, because that's a miracle. That's a miracle if that happens, bro. We're not expecting that to happen, but it's possible. It's possible. Here we have a Senior Bowl rep of Patrick Paul. Let's check him out. This is the Patrick Paul I want to see right here. This is the Patrick Paul I want to see, bro. This is the Patrick Paul I want to see, bro. Like his kicks slide was kind of bad on this one, but since he's just a long tackle, the DN couldn't really beat him, you know, because he got such a wide kick slide, bro. He could cover space quick, to be honest. You see, like he kind of took like a front step on the kick slide. Like kick slide, then he messed up his feet on here. Then he front step. Then he kick slide again. So I don't know why he did that, but he's still in front of the defender's face. This position, that's easy for a DN to know what to do afterwards to easily beat you. But, you know, this DN, he just like, man, this guy's so big, bro. He's already at the spot, meeting me there. There's nothing I can do. And now he got his long arms in your chest, And you definitely don't have longer arms than Patrick Paul. Most definitely, bro. Patrick Paul arms are longer than LeBron James. And look what he do to you. Almost broke your spinal cord, bro. Almost broke your spinal cord. Please don't play this game if you can't play it, bro. Please don't play. You know me, I used to play like outside linebacker, DN. You know, but I knew my arm length would not work against like a tackle like this, bro. There's no way. There's no way. You see, he got that extra push after. I like that right there, Patrick. I like that. If you're watching this, please, fam, make this happen. Yeah, them boys beefing. Them boys beefing. Them boys beefing, man. I like that, man. Right here, I got some more reps of Patrick Paul at left tackle. Good block on 44, pancake on the ground. Oh, we already watched these. Okay, we got some Seahawks. Here's Patrick Paul right here. He going against a rookie right here, Tyrese McKnight, a rookie. Send that boy home, man. You see how, like, with Patrick Paul, it's kind of hard to rip off of his blocks because he got such long arms. Like, let me get a good angle of it. All right. Let me show y'all. Like, you see, like Tyrese McKnight, he trying to get off of him. He's trying to get off, but he's like, man, this is too big. I can't do nothing with this. I can't. You know, Patrick Paul, he just holding you, knowing like you can't get off the block. And he's just gonna move you. You know, once Patrick Paul get in this position, is over. But you know, if you're a smart defender, you're gonna know how to not let him get in your chest. But he definitely got in his chest. Okay, Patrick, I like that right there, man. I like that. I think we already watched this, right? Yeah, we already watched the Jets one. Man. Okay, I don't think I got anything else in regards to Patrick Paul. Yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all think about Terron Armstead. Patrick Paul, can he replace Terron Armstead? Let me know in the comments. Or should we go get one of those tackles in the draft? Armand Membu. Who else would be available? There's a lot of tackles I like, but you know, nothing's gonna compare to Terron Armstead, bro. Nothing will compare.